Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Hello guys, and welcome to my review of Creed 3. So yeah, just watch this now. It's a pretty good film, yeah. I actually wasn't disappointed. There's just a few things that stop it from being like a 10 out of 10 movie, but I'm just happy I got to watch a good film today because, you know, most films in this generation often, you know, seem to let me down, especially Marvel, but I've said that enough times, but yeah. I'm just happy that this film was actually good, so yeah. Basically, the film starts off in Los Angeles when Adonis was younger. And this is at the time where I think he got adopted and stuff with that with his mother that, you know, has him for like the rest of the series and in the spin-off movies, yeah, after his father dies. But yeah, he had a friend called Damien, who he hangs out a lot with. They used to like spar together with this mentor they had, who ends up, like, I think his name was Leon, who ends up abusing them. So yeah, that's a part of the movie that they kind of explain more later. But yeah, basically Adonis tries to get revenge on the guy after he watches Damien's fight because he's just trying to get big. Like, I guess at the time he was like, Damien, his friend, was so good that he was winning like championships for like in the amateur league anyway. But yeah, it seems like he was going to be big, yeah, and they just used to talk to each other like how big, you know, Damien's going to be and stuff. But then that ends up being, you know, Adonis Creed, yeah, because basically at the beginning of the movie, like, there's basically a situation where he's basically fighting like one of his mentors, Adonis, to get revenge on him abusing Damien and him. But then, well, later on in the movie, well, we'll discuss what happens there since they fully explain it like halfway through the movie. Yeah. But yeah, it was a pretty good film, man. I really enjoyed it. Just gonna skip all that stuff to present day where he's doing one of his last fights. And I just don't even know where they're going to go after this movie. Like, is he basically done after this film, or could there be another one? Could there be a spin-off on a character who, you know, I'll talk about in spoilers? But yeah, all I'll say is that, yeah, even if this is Adonis Creed's final film, and they kind of move on to like a different character, and even without Walkie, they kind of ended things pretty well, and they made the right choice to, like, you know, go with like a, you know, brother kind of situation and the history they have together. And how it just basically escalates as the film goes on, to where they're kind of reconnecting to then it just falling apart. Yeah, it's done so well, and, you know, Jonathan Majors, you know, as Damien, he does a good job too. Obviously Adonis, even the wife character, who I'm not really a big fan of her in other stuff like, you know, Thor Ragnarok and stuff, and for Love and Thunder, she looks even worse in that. Yeah, just a few other things. But in this movie, like, she plays a good character. Yeah, I liked her in the second one too. I wasn't fully sold with her in the first one, but her character's coming a long way. Yeah, with her even her struggles, like the things she's been through with her career and stuff. Yeah, they really truly make you care about the characters in this film and the family that Adonis has, and him trying to, you know, keep things together because the past keeps bringing up a lot of damage from his past. And yeah, just the way how they do it, it's really good. And yeah, I'd rate this film like probably like an 8.4 out of 10, either 8.4 or 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, so it's a solid film. There's some just little parts where I feel like they could have did more to make it like a 10 out of 10 film, but yeah, for what it was pretty good. Yeah, even some anime fan service as well. Like, yeah, a lot of great moments. But yeah, that's it when it comes to being spoiler free, because I'm gonna get into spoilers now. So yeah, spoilers in 3, 2, 1. So yeah, let's get going. So yeah, this is basically his first fight in the movie, which also is supposed to be like his final fight of his whole career. So it's kind of like a a big deal for him, and to go out with a ban, and he ends up winning this fight, and basically ends his career there, being the heavyweight of the entire world, well, the world champion basically, yeah. Then I guess they just do a little skip in time where he basically has a daughter and stuff. Like, yeah, she's so cute. Yeah, I like her in this movie. Yeah, she's a nice presence in the movie, to the point where you literally see flipping Adonis dressing up as an animal just to entertain her. Yeah, what a good dad. Just laying back now and just enjoying his life after what he's done. Yeah. But then the past ends up coming too. But yeah, we'll get to that. And just seeing his relationship with his wife, yeah, it's a nice relationship. Seeing her trying to do her dreams, even though like she hasn't really fully got to do what she wanted to do with her life, like, because she wanted to be a singer, but she at least got to walk music and let other people sing through her, even though she herself wanted to be a singer, and she had to give that up for what she had instead, which is better than nothing. Yeah, having a family. Even like Adonis's mother, yeah. Just to have some sort of happiness, even though she didn't really get to truly achieve a dream, but some way she did, yeah. Like being able to write music, I guess it's better than not really doing anything with that dream at all. But yeah, because they kind of go deep into that as well later on in the movie with how she feels, yeah. But they have a nice relationship, and this guy basically replaces Waki, since he's not really. It doesn't seem like he's going to be in any of the future movies, but like I said, man, they did a good job without Waki. I mean, it showed that you don't really need Waki to have a good Waki spin-off, yeah. And it shows that Michael B. Jordan's he's done such a good job with the character Adonis Creed, man. Like, he can easily just carry the movie. You don't need Waki to be there as well, because they was making his story way too depressing, and it even like. I'm just surprised they didn't really think of a way to write him out properly. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just make him have a death scene or something, but I mean, they just completely cut him out of the movie, so yeah. If you want to know about that whole situation, just, yeah. If you already know, then you know, but yeah. Best to look it up, because man, just the drama there, yeah. But man, like I said, they still did a good job. Like, this replacement's okay. Obviously, he's never going to replace Waki, but he does good for motivating Adonis Creed, especially when things get out of hand. And I think, what would Waki actually do in this situation when basically Damien comes to the story? Because this guy, he actually knows that Damien is bad news, yeah, and he's like way older than Adonis as well, because he's been in jail for a long time, which, yeah, basically that storyline. Also, because at this point, Adonis is basically training people to become the future generation fighters, so that's what he's basically doing now. Yeah, training up people to be the next big ones, and to continue his legacy on others. And I guess Chavez is like his biggest pupil. And man, if you think about it, looking back now after rewatching it, man, he definitely made some mistakes with bringing in his old friend and making him fight like his successor. Because man, he gets treated dirty like after his fight. Like, my god, we don't even get to see him afterwards. It's just. They treat him so dirty. He's supposed to be flipping Adonis Creed's successor, but we don't even get to see anything from him after halfway through the movie. Probably even less than that. Like, it's pretty bad with how that goes, if you know what I'm talking about, because we're gonna get to it. But yeah, because he's basically like the best right now in his Chavez. He's like the best. He's basically beating all the competition, but he's kind of beating too much competition where he's not gonna have anyone to fight. But I guess he sets up a fight with, Draco's son. So, yeah. That was supposed to be like a big fight that was going to happen. But then we get introduced to, Damien. And, Michael B. Jordan's character Adonis is getting to reunite with his old friend / brother. And I guess to have like a little meal together. Just to catch up on old times. See what he's been through. Because, he's been in jail for like 18 years. It seems like he never really stopped training even after all that time. Like, yeah, he was still in top shape. Where flipping Adonis Creed, he basically retired and hasn't been fighting for like 3 years. So man, where like I said, this guy, like, he's been in prison for 18 years and he's basically never stopped training that whole time. That's what it seems like anyway. But yeah, it's just You get some good character moments here. Then we get to see the family together, the mother, yeah. And it seems like she's kind of keeping secrets through this movie until they reveal like what she was keeping. And just what happens with the mother in this movie, I'm just like, wow. Yeah, I'm surprised they added something like that in the movie. But in a way, it kind of takes away from some of the drama stuff with the brothers that we could have had. Like her death. I mean, it is important to like bring the characters together, but there was still one character who didn't really fully bring together in that moment. And yeah, I feel like there's just some dialogue moments that are missing from the movie, where to the point where I wish this movie was like at least 10, 12 minutes longer for those dialogue moments, because it just feels like there's a lot of dialogue moments that are missing that we should have had there. Like when Adonis and his you know, the person that he's doing business with, who replaces Rocky, like they basically have an argument halfway through the movie, especially with what happens with Damien. And even when the funeral happens, we don't even get to see them talk. Like, just let out how they were feeling and stuff. Like, it's, yeah, just stuff like that. And near to the end, I feel like we should have got a bit more moments with Adonis and, you know, Damien. But just kind of have a little talk on national TV instead. Just a little phone call, you know, trashing each other. To the point where, you know, basically Adonis goes back to fighting to beat his old friend, because he's kind of talking dirty about him and stuff, which, you know, we'll get to that, yeah. And just seeing the family bonding with the daughter, and then, you know, the mother hears about Damien, because she's basically been keeping secrets herself. Like, basically, when Damien went to prison, he always used to write, you know, letters to, you know, Adonis Creed, but he never really got them, because basically the mother was basically hiding the letters from him, to the point where something that Adonis gave him, like, back in the past, like, one of his father's favourite songs that he listened to get, you know, ready for a fight, he actually gave it back to him, but he never really got it back, because basically the mother, you know, hid all that stuff. Like, man, just to keep, because that's the thing. If she didn't do all them stuff, what would have happened? Would they have basically still been friends, and, you know, things wouldn't have got this bad in this movie? Or, you know, when he finally, you know, got out, like, man, I just don't know how things would have really went. Because, like, Adonis has been feeling so much guilt this whole time. To a degree, until it wasn't until he actually returned home and actually, and Damien actually fully expressed how he felt about the whole situation. You know him not, you know, Adonis not ever writing back, and him literally running away when he basically sacrificed his whole fighting life so he could you know, live out his, just all that stuff. Like, a lot of all this stuff that happens in this movie, where they actually start to have beef, the brothers, well, could that have been avoided if she actually showed, you know, Adonis the letters throughout the years? Or would they have become too close, where he's kind of doing, like, things that would stop him from having what he has now, like his daughter, his wife, just the life he's living now? Like, would that be gone if she didn't hide them? That's just something that you just have to, you know, think, what if? Like, what would have happened? Yeah. Because when she hears, like, she's just like, yeah. It's just funny that she doesn't say anything, though, to her son. Like, she just tries to hide it that whole time until things escalate, which is just... Because I knew she was keeping a secret from that scene. Like, when he says, you know, Dame, she's just like... You just see her face reaction, she's just, you know... yeah. And then, like, the daughter gets in a fight in school because basically someone destroys her artwork or something. Yeah. Got some stuff going on there. Just gonna skip all this stuff until to the point where they basically invite him to the house, yeah, just so they can catch up. But yeah, I guess he ends up getting invited to a party that's a celebration for, you know, the wife, with her music getting put out and stuff, and, you know, someone singing it, yeah. And then him just, you know, showing his you know, titles and stuff, and just, I guess Damien's thinking, like, why would you give, you know, all this up and just stop now, and you've become soft and stuff like that. I mean, that's how Adonis feels like his you know, that's how, you know, Adonis thinks that Damien's thinking, like, man, you've really let yourself go, compared to him, where it's like he's always been in his prime, to be honest. He's never let it go this whole time. But, you know, we'll get to the end with how things go with that, yeah. And yeah, just the way how he basically asked for, like, a tattoo shop. But I'm not sure at this point, like, oh yeah, this is when he actually asked for like a big title shot with his best fighter, Adonis's best fighter, which is asking a lot because you have to work a lot of time and years to be able to get to that point where you can have that big of a title shot. So that part was probably a bit unrealistic, but I guess you could go back and look at the Rocky movies where they did a similar thing. Because at the end of the day, Rocky was just like an underdog, and he became big when he got to fight Apollo because no one really cared about Rocky until they actually got to see him fight. So yeah, and it's a fight that they still talk about to this day in this universe. So yeah, I guess he does decide to give him a chance, but then I guess when the mentor actually sees him fight, oh yeah, also he's kind of keeping secrets from his wife about his past with Damien, which they don't reveal until like I guess things get really bad, and you just seeing Damien fight his best fighter, and actually it's like he's trying to proper hurt him, and that's been off bad vibes from Adonis's mentor, or whatever I should call him in this movie. Since I didn't really check the cast names because I can't remember every character's name. I can't even remember this character if he's already been in the movies, which, yeah, I'm that bad. Yeah. Because I'm someone who didn't really like the first one. It was just average. The second one was a lot better, and this one's possibly better than the second one. I need to rewatch the second one, to be honest. I'm going to rewatch the whole movies, probably review them all, so yeah. Yeah, it was just kind of bringing off bad vibes, and you just seen the daughter basically watching her father's fights to the point where she's basically seen them all, and it seems like she could be a future fighter, which, like I said, like maybe they could make movies about her in the future. I'd watch them. Yeah, it'd be entertaining if you could see that. I'd love to see that. If that's what they do, going forward without Rocky, I'd like to see that, and Adonis be her mentor. That'd be cool. And then this is when, the party scene, yeah. Like, flipping Damien has some beef with the mentor and stuff, yeah. Even Chavez is a mentor. The Orange is the new black lady, yeah. I don't know if that's his mum or something, or trainer, but whatever. But yeah, you even get to see Drago as well, because they're kind of building up a big fight, because Chavez and Drago are going to have, like, this huge fight that, Adonis has been promoting, and let's just say... since you've watched the movie, like Damien basically sets it up where Drago gets injured because basically he's still doing because I guess he still has like connections in prison, like what he made from prison, and he basically met someone basically injure Drago, and then you get the scene where they're having a little chat about her giving up her dreams and stuff, and Adonis kind of like understanding what she's going through, like This is probably the character that we actually get to see truly understand what the wife is going through, which is just crazy because he's basically the main villain of the movie to a degree, which, when you think about it, is there truly a main villain in a Rocky movie? Apart from, the original Drago from Rocky 4 with what he does. Like, Jesus. To the point where I'm surprised that Adonis and Drago's son are basically fine with each other. Like, man. Being friends with the person's son and their father killed your dad, like, man. But yeah, because yeah, this is basically the guy who assaults Drago, which Damien probably paid, or because he had connections to the person who did it. Yeah, and I kind of already predicted that. Like, I could kind of tell where things were going with that. Like, yeah, Damien probably paid this guy or something, or had connections with him, and just the way how the mother basically has pictures of it as well, and just all the letters she has that she basically hides, which we don't really get to fully see them until basically she phones Adonis about everything that she's hidden. Yeah, and then this is when they're kind of planning out like a match, because without Drago, they're gonna have to cancel the match. But then that's when Adonis makes a plan where he could make Damien replace Drago, even though this was Drago's plan the whole time anyway, so yeah. So then we actually get to the fight as well, and how that goes, and you just seen Damien training to prepare for the fight, and just the entrance of Chavez, man, I'm just like, what the hell, man? This is like over the top. Because Damien's entrance is cool, but not over the top. Like, it's just cool. To the point where later on in the movie, when you get to see his entrance a second time, you see like a grandma dancing to it. It's just funny. Which I'll see if I can show that scene. And then Chavez's intro is just like so over the top of the smoke and everything, and the skull, like, oh my god. It's so over the top, lol. Yeah. Like he's flipping god or something. But yeah, you gotta love him. Yeah. I mean, if you're the best, you gotta show off, I guess. But then when they actually fight, like, damn, they go hard. Yeah. But man, flipping... In this scene, I'm like, man, Damien plays so dirty, like, hitting him on the chin with the elbow and everything, where he's getting to a point where he's then getting disqualified. It's just... It gets so dirty with how he fights, man. Like, Jesus. It gets so dirty. But, you know, he does end up winning anyway, so he gets a big chance to be the best while also seriously injuring Chavez, which is just so messed up. Yeah. Like, he knocks him out too hard. Yeah. And I just hate that we actually don't get to see a scene with him afterwards. Like, that's just so messed up. We actually don't get to see him afterwards, after that fight. I mean, yes, Adonis does visit him in hospital, but we don't really get to see him afterwards when Chavez is actually fully awake and stuff, which is just so messed up, man. Like, what the hell? After what he did, and this is when the beef starts to happen with Adonis and Damien, because his plan fully came together. And when you find out the truth, because the mother's been hiding the letters and all the proof of him being a bad person, which the moment she saw basically the guy in the news, that's when she should have called, not watching the fight the whole time and everything. Like, I just feel like she should have did that way early in the movie, so to the point where I'm just like, man, this mother is not really being smart right now. Like, if she knew how bad Damien was, she would have told, like, straight away. Like, the moment he came back into flipping Adonis's life, she should have told straight away. And you just know how I am with flaws in movie. If I see them, then it kind of takes down a bit of the movie and the realism and stuff. But like I said, I still enjoy this movie. I've watched worse, so yeah. And this is when she actually shows all the proof that she has, and showed that she actually hid the letters. That basically probably starts the whole beef, because probably Damien thought like Adonis didn't even care about him, even though he gave up his whole life for him, like getting arrested. Which, yeah, we're gonna get to that stuff. And them having a big argument, and how like maybe things would have been better if you didn't basically hide all them letters and just mess up our whole relationship and just cause this whole situation, and just the way how it just escalates, man, to the point where he says things to his mother that he's gonna regret. Yeah. And then like they basically have like a little talk, but you just see him with like his gun connection, because yeah, he still has that. Yeah. And then this is where the beef truly starts, where they're just having like these big arguments and stuff. How I basically carried you and everything. Yeah, and no one's gonna pick you up this time. And literally punches Adonis in the face and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, just that whole scene, man. And just walks away afterwards. And this is where he's just like taking out his anger on his wife, and you know the kid witnesses it, so he decides to basically go back to where it all started. And this is when they basically reveal like the whole story, basically. Yeah, the whole situation. So basically, like I said, Leon was getting beat up by Adonis because of how Leon basically abused Adonis and Damien. But then like Leon's gang comes to ambush Adonis, but then that's when Damien basically backs up Adonis with a gun. But then the cops come, and that's when basically Damien gets arrested. So that's kind of, and then you just see flipping Adonis just run away, and I guess the cops never catch him. Yeah, I didn't see his face, so he's completely fine, I guess. Oh man, and I guess Damien didn't snitch or anything, like him, you know, beating up a Leon or anything. He didn't say that, so yeah. And did he shoot him? Like, because they don't actually show it. Well, I don't think they did, but did Damien shoot Leon? Because 18 years, damn. I guess it's for the weapon possession, but damn. Just damn. 18 years. And I don't even know if he killed him anyway. Like, damn. But I think it'd be higher, right? But then something happens to the mother where she ends up getting sick at the same time, which just causes like a big thing to happen in the movie, which I know it's saying a bit much, but it kind of takes away from the movie with the beef and stuff, and some of the scenes we should have had because of the mother's death, which, you know, it's a sad scene. Like, man, to be honest, I nearly cried watching this scene, but I just feel like it does take away like some of the important stories for the movie with the brother and stuff, and just some certain scenes that should have happened, because basically we see like Adonis's mentor, and like they have like a conflict with each other because of him letting Damien be a part of you know, giving him a title shot, even though like he didn't even get a chance to actually earn it, and it just injures Chavez, just all that stuff. Like some of that kind of gets, you know, on hold and not fully, you know, talked about after the movie when, you know, basically Adonis's mother, you know, passes away, which is just sad scene, man. Yeah, seeing that she wished like Apollo didn't leave her behind, but she's just happy that she, you know, got to be with Adonis, which just made her so happy and stuff. Yeah, it's a really sad scene. It's like she's just basically losing her mind at this point, but still being able to express how she felt about her life and the people who was around her. Yeah, it's a really sad scene. Just the funeral scene as well. Yeah, everyone being there for him, even the one who I guess he has problems with right now, you know, his mentor. Yeah, like obviously he's gonna let that beef go to be there for Adonis, because, you know, most of the time they was on good terms. It wasn't until Damien came in the picture where there started to be a problem. But yeah, and I just hate that we didn't really get to see them have a proper dialogue after the funeral, because we at least got to see something with the wife. Like he finally opens up to his wife about the past and stuff, and then she kind of opens up how, you know, she had to give up stuff and, you know, all that. But yeah, there's just some dialogue scenes that I feel like we're missing because of the mother's death, which I just hate to say that, because it was a sad scene, and I don't, because it definitely did a lot for the movie in a emotional way, and it helped, you know, Adonis open up. But yeah, to me it did take away a little bit from the movie, because there's some dialogue scenes we never really got to see. Like, man, I just feel like there's scenes like by the time the movie's over, there's certain scenes I wanted but we never got, and I'm just like, damn, are we ever gonna get to see some of those scenes, like with Chavez, with his mentor, about the beef that was starting to have because of the choices that Adonis made, just all those kind of things. Obviously, probably forgave him for that, but yeah. Yeah, just the talk they had. It's a nice scene. And this is when, you know, basically Damien disses him on TV because he wanted to come out and defend himself because of the things that Damien's saying, that he's like a snake and stuff, and he's just all the things he was saying. And this is when they start to have like their training scene. Drago actually helps him train too, which is cool. And seeing flipping Creed Muda flipping a plane and stuff, just all that stuff, just a cool moment, yeah, to get hyped for the finale. And this is when they're basically setting up the fight, doing the entrances. You got you know, Damien's entrance, and you actually see like a lady dancing to it. It's just funny, and just his little dance too. I couldn't really show the lady, but oh well. And this guy, like, what is his hair? What is that? It's like he's got a tied up dreadlocks or something. Like, it just looks so weird. For a white guy, it just looks weird. But yeah. And then just, yeah, it's a good fight, man. The final fight is pretty good, to the point where they actually block out the audience, because when fighters are actually fighting, that's what they probably do. They actually probably block out the audience, and man, if they actually have proper beef with each other and history, man, it must be like a different world to them. Like the things around them, where you start to see like flipping prison cells and everything. Just the audience is basically smoke, like they're all gone. Like they're just in another world when they're fighting, basically. Especially if you have beef and history. Like damn, like just seeing that, it's just crazy. Yeah. I mean, for a second I was thinking like, man, they're going a bit far with this fight, but yeah. I'm just trying to get to the scene where they basically have that big knockout punch. That's basically from like, is it Dragon Ball or Naruto? I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'm just trying to get to the scene anyway. I think it was this part. Like, yeah, this is probably everyone's you know, favorite part, when you literally, yeah, that scene, yeah. I don't know if that's from Dragon Ball or Naruto, but yeah, that was a cool scene, yeah. But yeah, it gets to a point where I'm thinking like, damn, is Creed about to lose this? Because I was thinking if this is his final film, or this is the final time he will be like the main character, he has to win, right? Because he gets a bad blow where it seems like he's basically done. But you know, then you see his wife and kids saying to get up, and then, you know, that's when he gets up and just goes Super Saiyan 5 and knocks out Damien, destroys him. He goes flat on the floor. He just goes like, yeah. Yeah, it's just a great scene. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I didn't even realize that Chavez was actually there. It just sucks we never actually get to see him have a proper scene together. Like, damn, man. So at least he recovers, and yeah, he gets to still be the world champion. Yeah. And then you actually get to see Damien and Adonis actually finally make up with each other. saying like, man, like even he just felt bad about everything that happened and him running away, and then Damien just says, "We're just kids, man. Like, I understand, but it just feels like there was some dialogue that was missing to get to this point. Like, man, I just feel like there's some. It just felt like there was some writing that just felt like it was missing to the point where he just says like, yeah, we were just kids, man. I understand. Like, it's not your fault. It's just the whole situation. Like, damn, it is messed up a situation, and it's just the way how he was acting up until the scene where he gets defeated. I'm just like, is this a different character? Did we miss some character development? I'm just like, what? But at least they kind of make up things in the end. You get to see the daughter have a little fight with her father, which is funny. It's a nice little ending. Yeah, it's cute. And yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Yeah. And if this is where the end ends with Creed, it's a perfect ending. Yeah. I'd rather them not make too many, because especially when he gets older and stuff, like it would just be a bit too much. Like with the later Rocky movies, like Rocky 4 should have been the last one. They shouldn't have made 5. Even though 6 was okay, it was a bit too depressing. Oh my god, it was too depressing. And then when you get to the Creed spin-offs and he's still around, it's just so depressing. Oh my god, man, I don't even know what they've done with his character at this point, because he's not even in this movie. Like, are they gonna kill him off screen? Like, damn, they just went so depressing where his wife died and everything. We at least got that, you know, legendary speech where it's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Like, that's the scene that I'm happy we got in the later Rocky movies, but oh, they're just so depressing. Like, oh my god, so depressing. But yeah, I'd rather things end here. I don't want to see like the wife die or something happens to the kid or something like that. Like, I don't want to see all that. I'd rather them just leave things here, make it be a happy ending. I don't want to see anything really sad. And if they're gonna do something in the future, just make a spin-off of the daughter or something, and just to a point where, you know, it can also be a happy ending. I don't want to see. I don't want to see it go too depressing. Like, damn. Like, the most depressing it can go is where a lot of their older family members have to pass on and stuff, but or like if the mentor dies or something like that, like in the Rocky films, but not to the point where, oh my god, I have to see like the main character broken because he's lost everything. Like, I don't want to see that again. Like, yeah. But I'm just happy this was a good film. Yeah, I enjoyed it. And yeah, this is where I'll probably end things. Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't watched this, I highly recommend it. It's a brilliant film. Not a 10 out of 10 film for me. For a lot of people it might be, but I'm just happy it was a good film, because a lot of these days I have to watch a lot of trash because of the woke agenda generation, which at least it's getting to a point where people are getting sick of this woke generation, and it's getting to a point where it's finally coming to an end. Like movies like Creed 3, John Wick 4 are doing so well, and that means that we're gonna get more movies like this. Yeah, we're gonna get to see a Shrek 5, and maybe actually good because of Puss in Boots. Like, yeah, things are looking up. But yeah, we just gotta get rid of all that trash first with Marvel and everything. But yeah, things are looking up. So yeah. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed my review. Appreciate you can leave a like. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.